Right off the bat with maturity. The Lord talked about preparing for rain. Preparing for rain, preparing for things that He has for us this year in maturity. One of those things is that we often excuse things off. You know, we excuse things off because of so-and-so's behavior, or because of this, or because of that. But the Lord said it is time to let go and to forgive the people that you do not want to. That it is time. That if you are hanging on to unforgiveness, or you're hanging on to something somebody did to you, you are never going to come to that place in God that you need to till you let go of it. Amen? So it is time to let go. It is time to forgive. You got to understand something, people. When somebody hurts you, and I'm talking about myself here, people, I mean, what I thought was mature Christians, you know, have hurt me. And I know we have to understand they are human. They are human, and they have weaknesses just like we all do. And just because somebody is pastors does not mean that we are not foolproof. It does not mean that we can't mess up and hurt people and say things and do things that, you know, we don't mean, or maybe we didn't know that was your trigger. You know what I mean? We all have triggers and buttons, but it's just, we have to understand people are human. People are human, and they're gonna hurt people, and the best thing you can do is just go to that person and say, hey, what did you mean this? A lot of times it's just the enemy. A lot of times it's just the enemy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just that person's weakness. And that's what we have to understand. That was how the Lord got me to forgive some people high up in ministries. He told me, he said, you have to know people, Wendy, by their weaknesses just as much as you do their strengths. You know, and this person had mighty strengths, but they also had a weakness. And I had to come to know and understand that I can't hold them on a pedestal because I see this. Because there's also this. You know, nobody except Jesus was perfect and walked in perfection and didn't hurt people. Amen. And also, another thing with maturity is turning the other cheek. Turning the other cheek. I know me, myself, me and Valerie, I know we tease about this, about being ghetto and being hood sometimes when somebody makes us mad. But, you know, and that's funny to laugh about in our past. But we know deep down inside that that's not the right thing to do. You know, the right thing to do is to turn the other cheek. And just understand, we don't know where that person is. You know, that person that comes out, lashes out at you, and we don't know where they are. And that's all they needed was a slap from a Christian to finalize it. They're like, I'm done with Christianity. That's a Christian. Look what they did. You know, you never know when you might be that final line for somebody. You never know. So that may be what they need to see. They may need to see, hey, I didn't get what I was looking for. I didn't get that slap I was looking for, you know? So we have to be that person to turn the other cheek. Also, the Lord said this is a year to pay off bills. That's what He gave us. This is a year to get out of debt. That's preparing for rain. It's a year to get out of debt, to pay your bills off. If you owe people money, get it paid off. If you haven't even had that conversation with them, and maybe you didn't talk to them because you owe them money, have that conversation with them. Say, hey, forgive me. I forgot about it. I'm going to start paying you, even if it's in installments, whatever. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is just stuff the Lord gave me. And, you know, get that paid off. Get that paid off with people. That is maturity. That is another place of maturity. Amen? That's a place of maturity. And also our integrity, our character, things like that. You know, I've often made the comment that, you know, sometimes my character needs to be resaved sometimes. You know, we laugh about that, but in all nationality, that's a part of maturity. You know, people are always watching us. People are always watching Christians. If they know you're a Christian, they watch you. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but you can be. You can just let them know, hey, I'm not perfect. I do mess up, and I'm aware of that, and God's working on it. You know, you pray for me, I'll pray for you. And I know I've said this before, but even at work, when we work with other people, we need to be people of integrity. You know, if you get to clock out at 5 o'clock, don't clock out at 4:59. You know, your boss If that's your paid employer and he's paying you from 8 to 5, you show up at 8 and you leave at 5, and then you ask, hey, is there anything else you need me to do before I leave? That's integrity. That's maturity. You know, that's how we should be. And just reading over this. Here's a big one. Okay, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, saying about nobody, it's just stuff God gave me, but I know it's a very touchy subject. Lord gave me this years ago, back at another church we were at, and I'm not kidding, we saw probably 10 people supernaturally delivered. And I don't mean like delivered in sense they got mentally delivered from this, okay? Whew, y'all don't get mad at me, okay? The Lord just told me a lot of us as Christians can be pitiful because we still want attention. The A word. A lot of people, and I'm not saying nobody in here, I know we have a pretty mature bunch, we really do, I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I see people on Facebook, all the time, they put all their business on Facebook, all their business, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of it is wanting attention. It's an orphan spirit. It is an orphan spirit. They want attention. They want attention. And I know people with real health problems that are believing God and agreeing in prayer, and I'm not talking about those, but there are people that don't want to be healed, but they want that attention. They want the attention of being sick constantly, and they don't want to be healed. And sometimes when I'm confronted with that, sometimes, and I know this person from way back or something, and I know they're still struggling with the same thing 20, 30 years, and God's never touched them, I ask them, do you want to be healed? Or do you want the attention? Do you want the attention? You know, and some people have such an orphan heart. They love that attention, you know. And, you know, that is posting all their business and stuff on Facebook. You know, that's an attention. You know, do they really want help or do they want attention? And that's an orphan heart. We need to pray for those people. That's how I'm telling you, that's how you pray for those people. Pray. When you see people do that, it's an orphan heart. That's what that is. And, you know, a lot of times we can see teenagers and stuff do like that. A lot of times they just don't know better. We as parents have to teach them, hey, don't put all your stuff on Instagram, don't put all your stuff on this, you know, whatever. But just know that, and just know that wanting that attention and that orphan heart is not maturity, and it's time to come out of that. It's time to come out of that. It's time to say, you know what, I don't want that. I want to be healed, or I want this fixed, and me and God can do it. You know, you can have 20 people pray for you, and that's awesome. But I love something that Miss Joyce Fitzgerald said the other day, and I took this so to heart. But she said, you know, if we, you know, I don't put everything on the prayer chain that I need, if a headache or this. I try not to, because I know in of myself, Jesus lives in me too. And if I can't learn to pray over myself and rebuke things, how am I going to help anybody else? Amen? So, but it doesn't mean that, you know, that we don't need help sometimes. I know I'll get headaches and I'll pray for them, they will go away. Then there's sometimes that some are stubborn, real stubborn, and the headache don't want to go away. And I will message Deborah and I'm like, I need 2 or 3 of you to pray with me and agree with me to get this headache gone. I need it gone. And usually within an hour, it goes away. So it's just like Jesus, some when he's casting demons out, his disciples could cast some of them out, and some of them they had to have Jesus do, you know? So it's just, it's a learning experience. But if you feel fear coming on you, or you feel things trying to stress you out, and things trying to worry you, I've been asking the Lord lately, Lord, help me catch myself when I'm worrying. That's you know, I'm thinking, I need to mature myself in this place. I need to start catching when I am worrying. Worry is sin. It is sin. And the Lord's like, that's sin, Wendy. And I'm like, yes. Help me, Lord, help me, you know, because, I mean, that just seems so small, but it's a sin. And so it's like, Lord, help me with that. Help me catch when I'm doing that, because then it leads to fear, and then it leads to anxiety. You know, it just, all of it just is like a domino effect. And so that's maturing. Ask the Lord yourself, Lord, help me with this. I need your help. I'm not going to be delivered this till you help me. I can have 50 people agree with me, but I got to learn to discipline myself. Discipline is that word, amen? We discipline ourselves to let him do that work in us. If we feel certain things, rebuke it, amen? So, and this is the last part, talking about again, the enemy has been battering me with this for the last 2-3 weeks. And I didn't catch it till the other day I was in there and I was doing my hair. And the Lord just kind of spoke to me. He said, when are you going to realize what's happening here? And I was like, I've had exactly what Jordan said. There's been a battle going on in the mind. And I didn't realize it. And all this time I'm trying to outrun it by trying to do like what Billy talks about, works, and trying to read more and do more. And this, trying to defeat that battle. When all of a sudden it ding-donged on me, this is all a lie from the enemy. He's lying to me, telling me I'm not hearing God. Telling me I'm too busy. Telling me I'm too distracted. Telling me that if I do the dishes, I can't hear God. Just simple, silly little things. And then all of a sudden it just hit me. I'm not the only one. Usually when the enemy's doing that to you, you are not the only one. You're usually not the only one. And I felt that so strong today, that I'm not the only one the enemy has been battling with and telling you don't hear God, or you haven't heard him in a while because you didn't do this and you didn't do this and you didn't do this. Y'all, we can hear God vacuuming the floor. We can hear God sweeping. We can hear God doing anything. He's speaking all the time. And we just got to know that is him and not let the enemy tell us otherwise. Amen.